Now it's time to focus on this Friday night, and San Jose has meant everything to Scott Coker, both as a human being and as a promoter, because Scott, this month is the 13th anniversary of Bellator MMA's birth, but this Friday, April 15th, will mark the 28th anniversary of your promotion skills in San Jose. In fact, you were the promoter of the first combat sports televised event in San Jose, Marek Piatowski, the Polish Punisher, against none other than Javier Mendez, who we know as a coach at AKA. So I got to ask you, brother, another huge event at Bellator 277, much anticipated rematch, McKee and Patricio Pitbull. We got the $1 million final of the light heavyweight world Grand Prix with champ VADIM NEMKOV and Mr. Corey Overtime Anderson. Speak to your longevity, my man. 3 decades as a promoter.
You know, that was a magic night. It was something that we wanted to be the first sporting event to be in the new San Jose Arena. And they had brought the Sharks over from another city, I can't remember. But we had the opportunity to do it, and we put on the show. I think we had 15,000 people there. Javier Mendez, who was kickboxing for me at the time, wasn't even doing MMA. There was no MMA in town at that time. It was just all kickboxing. And we put on this great show. Troy Dorsey fought on that card. Francis Farley, Chris Brinkerhoff, Sam Montgomery, I believe. It was just this amazing card. Since that time, we've had so many great fights in this building. If you think about the very first fight with Frank Shamrock fighting Gracie, that was unbelievable. We had 18,265. We had no TV deal. We had no sponsorship. It was just a live event, live gate event. And then from there, as the promotion started growing, we had Shamrock Baroni, Shamrock Diaz, and then came the Shamrock Kung Lee fight, and that was a pivot point. Then we had, to me, the fight that really turned the female division started heading in the right direction was the fight between Chris Cyborg and Gina Carano. That was the first main event in the history of female fighting in MMA, and that was in San Jose, and that was, I believe, in 2009, and it was the first female main event on Showtime television. Fabricio Verdum upset Fedor in that building. And I really feel like the gentlemen here on the stage are going to continue that tradition. We're going to see some amazing fights. We talk about the future legends of the sport. They're sitting right here in front of us right now.
And I don't want to hurt his feelings because Josh Thompson, Gilbert Melendez, still for my money, and being a part of it, the greatest trilogy in MMA, and the Punk is up there doing his thing. But yeah, let's focus on Friday, and obviously let's get to this Grand Prix, because Scott, obviously with the final of the light heavyweight world Grand Prix, we talked a little bit earlier about why you enjoy promoting tournaments so much. I want to get a sense, though, of what is it that make MMA tournaments especially special to you?
You know, when you think about martial arts and tournaments, it just goes hand in hand. You know, from being a young kid competing in karate or growing up in different martial arts styles, you go into tournaments, right? So when I went to work for K1 in Japan, when I saw Pride develop back in 97, 98, 99, 2000, this is the way to do it. And really, it was a gauntlet of the best fighters in the world, and then later to one champion, and the person got paid a lot of money, and then we basically recreated that machine. And here we are, because these gentlemen, look at AJ's last fight, it was a 16-man tournament. And he had to go through a year and a half of fights to get to that finals and win that money. And same thing with NEMKOV and Corey. It's like, whoever wins this fight is the best 205-pound fighter on the planet. And to me, I think we're sitting next to AJ and with Pitbull, we're going to see another great fight. And right now, to me, AJ is the best featherweight in the world because of what happened in the last fight. But I know Pitbull's been training. He's ready. He's been working out really hard in Brazil. I've seen the fight footage or the training footage. I've seen the B-roll they've been shooting down there. He's very, very disciplined, and he's very, very committed to this fight. So I think it's going to be a great event.
All right, let's get some opening remarks from the man himself, the styling and profiling 18-0 Bellator MMA featherweight champion, manifested that $1 million dream, the mercenary McKee. AJ, you're running it back with the baddest man in Bellator MMA history, and Patricio Pitbull. Talk about this rematch and talk about what you're going to do for an encore.
I'm pretty excited for this fight, you know. For me, I feel, it's just going out there, putting on a great show for the fans and, putting the icing on the cake, making it sweet one last time.
And for the now challenger, and I know you're not used to hearing that, Patricio Pitbull, you've never lost 2 fights in a row. I know that you were upset with the stoppage when it first happened. How long did it take for you to emotionally get over the loss and prepare for an opportunity to get a semblance of revenge here in the rematch?
It was difficult loss like that, but I think it's a different day. It's another fight with a different end. I will show it.
All right. That is the main event. We'll give the media a chance to ask the main event fighters questions, but I do want to get opening statements first from a man who is dominating the light heavyweight division now as the champion, has won 9 in a row, and now defending the title, but also an opportunity to win $1 million. Vadim, talk about your fight on Friday night.
Я хочу выиграть этот бой. Я хочу доказать всем, что я лучший в своем дивизионе. И хочу выиграть $1 million.
I want to win this fight. I want to prove everybody that I'm the best at this division, and I want to win $1 million.
He is looking for his 10th consecutive win. Corey Anderson, you are no stranger to tournaments. You were winner of the Ultimate Fighter tournament and now 3-0 in Bellator MMA, and really making a statement in your last fight as you vanquished the former light heavyweight champion Ryan Bader in less than a minute. Now you're knocking on the door not only of becoming a champion, but again, that $1 million check, that comes in handy.
Yeah, you know, $1 million is nice. And if you're a billionaire, trillionaire, $1 million is nice anyway, but I want the belt, you know. The money is nice, it's cool, it's fancy, I can buy nice things, I can take my family here, take my family there, but I want the belt. At the end, I want to say I'm the best in the world. And I want to stay on the end of that cage, in the cage, circles, point my finger to my lips, like I do all that to everybody. Let them know, quit doubting me. I am the best and I am here. I am the champion.
First question is for Pitbull. Pitbull, when you look back at the first fight, what did you take going into the gym and when you went back with your coaches to work on another strategy and improve your strategy to fight AJ?
I think I can't answer that. Sorry. That's about strategy. So he's going to use that against me.
Very fair enough. Corey, obviously you've had a long career, you've had ups and downs. Can you put into words what it would mean to you to get this particular victory in the final, win the title and everything else?
I mean, it came full circle, you know. I started off in this game young. Like you said, a lot of people, a lot of people doubted me. Like you said, I had the ups and downs, and a lot of those downs, people thought I was done, like it was over. It was such bad knockouts, Corey never coming back. He's washed up, he get touched, it's over. And for me to come back and rekindle my career the way I have, just changed my mindset, changed my point of view in the fight game, period. It was no longer the fight game, it's the fight business. And I became a businessman. I got hungry, I got serious. I didn't care anymore. I just got to go out there and handle my job. And that's it. To go out there and do my job and get this belt, I did everything I came in this game to do, and I can walk away happy when it's over.
For Vadim, you've obviously been on a great run. You also represent your team, led by the legend Fedor Emelianenko for a long time. Can you put into words what this victory would mean to you for your career to win the Grand Prix and defend the belt the whole way?
Знаете, это Гран-при, и каждый бой для меня очень важны. Для меня очень важна победа, красивая победа. И каждый бой — это новый виток в карьере. Так что нужно выигрывать и выигрывать достойных соперников.
You know, this fight, as every other fight, is very important to me. I take every fight seriously. This Grand Prix is, again, something I want to keep part of my legacy. And I want to win beautiful against a good opponent, so this is my chance.
Finally, I'd like to close it out with AJ McKee. AJ, you talked about it. You see that there are people coming up in the featherweight division. Just knowing that there's already the line growing, how do you keep that focus on a guy like Pitbull, even though you've already gotten the one win over him before?
I would say just one fight at a time, you know. You never look past anyone, but one fight at a time. I've set a lot of goals and achievements that I'm looking forward to accomplishing within myself. So headed into this fight, it's just one step closer, you know, to getting towards those goals. So yeah, let's go out there and do what I do best.
AJ, in the back, last time we saw you at the forum, you kind of seemed to be done with 145. You were talking about going up. So I'm curious, why are you taking this fight against Pitbull? We've seen it before, and you were quite dominant the first time. So what's the real reason for the rematch?
I would say it's just kind of a respect thing. He's been the reigning champ for a long time. So yeah, for me, I'd honor him with that rematch at any point. Like I said, the goals that I've kind of set for myself, I want to be champ. So Body Shop saying to be a champion, you got to be the champion. So to me, that's the 155-pound champ still. Until I get done with this fight, then I see myself as the 145 and 55-pound champ after this fight. Because yeah, you got to be a champion to be the champion.
And then Corey, you were talking about not caring anymore and becoming a businessman. We've seen you go up and down in your career. You're riding a great win streak now. But do you remember the exact turning point that you really that all of that clicked for you, that you just didn't care anymore?
I remember the exact moment like it was 2 seconds ago. I remember it was after my last UFC fight. I ended up having a fall in that home. Something happened. I passed out and smacked my face, and I woke up with ambulance and everything. And I remember going to the hospital. Something that happened previously from training and fighting again. I didn't take the time to rest. And I looked at my wife and my son. She brought my son to visit me in the hospital. I remember looking at her just saying, I can't do this anymore. And she's like, what you mean? Like, you done? Like, no. Like, I got to get serious with this, man. This ain't a game. This is a business. I'm sitting here in the hospital. My son is looking at me right now. He don't know what's going on. But I always told myself I wanted to be out of this game before my kids could see me and be like, oh, daddy's got a boo-boo. Daddy's hurt. But it's too late. Now my son's seen that. So it's like after that, this ain't a game no more. This is business. I'm not playing games. I'm here to get my job done the best I can, do it better than my opponent, get paid 2 checks, and go home.
And how good is it going to feel to win the belt, considering that a lot of people have doubted you along the way?
It's going to feel great. I'm not worried about the naysayers. I don't care about what the people say. I'm worried about for me and my family, because I know what we are capable of. And I say we because my family's been with me the whole time since I started. When I married my wife and the kids, they in the gym every day with me, watching, grinding. My wife used to fight. She critiques me. My kids watching film with me. So it's a family business. And I want to get this belt for them. When I get it, I can say we did it. The family, my parents, my brothers, my sisters, my wife, my kids. I can hug everybody and say we did it.
What's going on? I got a question for AJ. AJ, you and your father talked about putting the pit bull in the kennel. It's finally fight week. How do you go about getting that job done?
I walked the dog once already, so why not twice? I know they enjoy a walk.
All right. And also another question for you. You see that $1 million check over there? That's what you were competing for last time. How do you stay motivated? First title defense. It's different now.
I got an extra O to fight for. You know what I mean? It's not just the O on my checks, but also on my record. And yeah, man, it's a lifelong legacy. It's a family legacy. So yeah, man, I got a lot to fight for. And this fight is definitely just go out there, put the icing on the cake, and show the world that I'm the best 145er in the world.
I got another question for Corey. Corey, it's been a long road. You say you're approaching this game like a business now. You're going in there, getting your job done. You're fighting for that $1 million check. Does this fight solidify your long road, your long career? Does this fight finally solidify you as the #1 light heavyweight in the world?
100%.
I'm excited for it. Another question for Patricio here. Patricio, big changes to your life after losing the belt to AJ. Big fight, biggest fight of your career. Ended up falling short in the Grand Prix final. How do you rebound, not just physically but mentally in the cage on Friday night?
When I think about this fight, I don't care about the belt. I just want to win the fight. I just want to beat him. That's it.
Appreciate it.
Question for, this is for AJ and for Pitbull, right over here, guys. The last time we saw you guys in a press conference setting back in July over in Inglewood, things got a little heated. I'm sure Scott remembers having to separate you guys. What's the energy like between you being this close to each other this time? I'll start with AJ first, please.
I'm going to put out the same energy when I step in that cage. Other than that, you know what I mean, I'm always respectful, but when you cross that line, you know, that's the line. Things got to get dealt with. And, yeah, man, there's no disrespect, you know, nothing but respect. Obviously, things are a little bit different now. I'm the champ, so I'd like to carry myself differently. But the first fight, it was like picking at the brother, you know what I mean? And this fight, you know, I'm just looking forward to going out there and really putting on a show, man. I'm looking forward to being champ. So his brother's got the belt, you know, Pitbull's a Pitbull to me. I know you are. To be a champion, you must be the champion, though. Remember that. I beat one. I'll beat your brother and you again. What do you mean dream? It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. Inevitable. Faster, stronger, bigger. That's why he gave you the belt. That's why he gave you the belt. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. He doesn't want to see me faster, stronger, bigger. I'm gonna destroy the Pitbull legacy. It will end with AJ Mercenary McKee.
Hey,
Your name belongs on that
the
belt
last
too.
one who said that, I beat him in 1 minute.
Dude, you didn't make it
I
out
will
of
cross
2
the line.
minutes. You didn't make it out of 2
In
minutes.
the fight.
2
Not
minutes.
today.
Make it to
Not-
the second
not
round.
today. I will cross
I'll
the
let
line.
you make it to the second
Be
round
ready.
this time.
That's it.
Things changed so quickly right there. Scott, what's the energy feeling like sitting between these guys? He just assured you everything was cool, and now?
Mark and I are just leaning back like
I
this.
want to get off the stage, actually, if I could.
I have another question for Corey. Corey, you heard Scott say earlier that he thinks the winner of this fight will no doubt be the best 205-pounder on the planet. Inevitably, what will happen online is you may win, and people will talk about you leaving the UFC to a lesser league and discredit your title. What do you say to the people who inevitably will have that reaction to you?
Like I said, it was a business, man. It's a business move. It all came sense. It made sense. I talked to the people up above me that did it, Eddie Alvarez, some people that's been around the block, been in different organizations. They said, you got a family, you got to make the money. So you can say what you want to say. I beat the UFC champ handily on 2-week notice. It wasn't one scorecard that went his way. So what are you saying? Yeah, I mean, I got knocked out. People get knocked out, you get caught by Jan. But you go back and watch that fight I did against him. My 5th or 6th fight ever. I milked him like a cow. It was the easiest fight I had. I can be honest. I was taking him down left and right. And I went out there with a cocky mindset in the last fight. Like I said, I was playing games. I wasn't thinking about the business anymore. Like, oh, I beat this dude before. I'm going to go out here and just show out and blah, blah, blah. And it cost me. But if I go out there serious and do what I do, I'm untouchable.
And then just on the flip side for Vadim, to go ahead and beat a guy who just came from the UFC a couple years back, what will that mean in terms of more solidifying your legacy as a top guy in this division?
Это большой бой для меня, как я уже говорил, и то, что Кори подрался с сильными бойцами в UFC, это меня только мотивирует.
This is a big fight. Again, as I said, that Corey fought good guys in the UFC. That only motivates me.
И ну, для меня это мотивация, так что это серьезный бой.
And for me, it's only motivation. It's a very serious fight for me.
Thanks, champ.
Cool. Question for AJ here. So, I'm a big fan of cross promotion unifications. This past weekend, there was another promotion that had a featherweight title fight. Alexander Volkanovski. How do you think you match up against him in the UFC? I know you have an opponent coming up, but how do you think you square against the whole landscape of 145-pounders?
Great. I feel I'd come out on top with any 45er in the world, especially 55s as well. Obviously, them being a bit bigger, but 145, I watched the Volkanovski fight. I wasn't too impressed. Honestly, I feel myself and Pitbull, we can hang with any 45er in the world. You know, that's no discredit to any other 45er in the world, but I strongly believe that Bellator has the best 145-pound division in the world. I got $1 million to back it. I'm sure he's got his own money to back it. Scott's got a nice check to back it. I would love to do cross promotion. Yeah, the Volkanovski fight, fight IQ is just a bit different. He's real heavy on his back foot, and he keeps it sideways, which means he only has vertical movement when he strikes. Therefore, his lateral movement when he strikes is obsolete. So paying attention to little things like that, yeah, It'd be a
So,
fun fight.
Andrew, what I'd like you to do is go over there and call them, and please tell them send them over because we're happy to fight them anytime.
Well, then, question for you, Scott. Obviously, you've been in the game for forever. Is that something on like your bucket list to ever have like a unification bout between Bellator and UFC? And also, do you think it's ever possible?
That's really up to them. I mean, that hasn't been their business model. But listen, if they want to get it on, we're here. And I'm telling you, we have the best, not 45, we also have the best 135, the best 205, and we have the best fighter, I think, at 180 with Gegard Mousasi at 185 middleweight. And listen, this is a very formidable lineup here at Bellator. So don't underestimate it because these guys are killers. So, you know, if they want to get it on, then we'll do it. But like I said, it hasn't been their business model. But I think you, Andrew, should go over there, knock on their door, and make the introduction.
I'll hit them up this week. Thanks.
Corey, you've always called yourself a prize fighter, and you said that money is a big reason why you do this. But you've also said that you're pretty good with your money. You're not a big spender. When you get that $1 million, what's your first purchase?
I mean, like you said, the money isn't really a big thing. I already got the first purchase in mind. It was gonna happen before, without, whatever this money. But I'm just gonna go buy some more property. More stuff to invest in. They're not making any more land. So I'm out here trying to make money. As a prize fighter, like I said, as a business, I'm always thinking about the next move. How can I make financial benefits for my family? So when my kids are older, they got the money. Their kids go, they older, and I can teach them that thing. So this money is just gonna go in the bank account and go straight to more investments.
And my question is for AJ. Last time you got that fight done in under 2 minutes. What's happening this Friday?
Done in 2 rounds.
Same question.
He said he wants to fight 25 minutes. I don't want to fight any man for 25 minutes, and that's why I train the way I train.
Same question to Pitbull. He got you out of here and out of the fight in 2 minutes. What's going down at Bellator 277?
Like I said, it's a different day. It's a different fight. Just the different end.